So let me push you a little bit further down that
Sure.
road, because every single class I've run with MBA students or executives, every private engagement I've ever had, seemingly, this challenge or this dichotomy in culture comes up. And what I mean by that is there's the digitally native businesses where R&D spend, that's the business model. Failure, that's the business model. Well, we fail because we learn, and then we spend more on R&D and we learn more, and that's the way, that's natural. It's the culture, as you said. The non-digitally native businesses, as we can call them for now, that is not the model. And so there is a very different mindset that is very hard to overcome. I think in part because they are tethered. I say this with much difficulty, tethered to financial performance, right? What I want to push on is how can these non-digitally native businesses, for lack of a better term, begin to transition culturally as well as practically to a mindset that will enable them to embrace innovation and, positive failure, I'll call it.
See, I'm a product of a non-digital era myself.
Okay.
So this is of tremendous interest to me personally, beyond the sphere of work that I do as a professional. And one of the things which I find interesting for somebody who is not born digital, how do you embrace, is don't make your business to be a big ship. Instead, convert it into, hundreds of canoes, so that you are actually shielding. Suppose you have 100 canoes, and one of the canoes goes wrong. You're shielding the remaining 99 canoes. And when you create hundreds of canoes, you will have to create a culture of empowerment, experimentation, regardless. And when you do that, what it does is it creates the excitement. It starts attracting the talent, the new generation talent, because they love the fact that they are allowed to experiment. And there is no huge hierarchy as a result, because I think that the new generation doesn't identify itself with tall hierarchies. So one of the options is to see whether you want to remain a massive ship or would you convert them into 100 canoes. Then you guide them through your strategy, your ethical values, your framework, but allow canoes to find their own speed. It's not necessary that you have to govern the speed. That's kind of my personal belief, and I hope in some ways the business that I run, I reflect that in the way I run my business.